Hey y'all, my name is Genesis and I'll be doing a video on nursing interviews. How do you prepare for a nursing interview? Nursing is one of the most competitive fields, but if you have a calling for it, then it's 100% worth it to go all in and learn as much as you can and gain that experience. So when you actually get into your programs, you actually have a leg up. One of the things that can help you get a leg up is to be prepared for the interviews. So I got into an LVN program not too long ago. I'm really proud of myself for it. It was 75 students fighting for 30 spots. So it was really competitive, and not to mention that it was also a private school because all of the community colleges out here are actually so competitive. I had a 4.0 in all of my classes and I applied to every school I possibly could, and I still wasn't able to get in. I got into looking into a private school, but since it was so cheap, then it was very competitive also. So there was a lot of people trying to get into it. They went through a kind of like an intense selection process. So we all had to take a 2-month course of pretty much like the beginning of a nursing program, so they could see like how you work, how your grades are, if you're on time, like just get to know what kind of student you are and to see if you're gonna actually make it through the real thing. Because if you couldn't make it through the course, then you were not gonna make it through the actual program. So it was fair. It was just very nerve-wracking and very scary. I really did not think I was gonna get in at all. I don't know, by God's grace, I really worked my butt off to get the grades that I did, and so I got the interview. They said that only students that would get above an 80% in the class would be the only ones to be qualified for an interview. So I got the interview, thank God. I was super nervous. I had no idea what to expect. I'd never been through a interview process for nursing school, so I didn't know if it was gonna be like a job interview or like what kind of screening it was. But thank God I even passed the interview process as well. So I have a few tips that I can share with you guys because I have experience in this now, and I'm sure every program is a little bit different, but some of the core questions I feel like a lot of schools are going to ask you for sure. So if you're thinking of going to nursing school and you've done all your research and you've done the applications and letters of recommendation, you have all that down, and now it's the interview process time. My advice is to research as many questions as you can at home. Not as many, you don't want to over psych yourself out, but just the most common basic ones. I pretty much wrote down a list of questions I knew that a lot of the schools were asking. I just looked it up on Google and I had a mental answer to all of them, just so you don't get caught off guard, and at least you've thought about that before. So once they ask you something like that or something similar, it's not gonna be like you're sitting there for 5 hours trying to think of an answer, because that's what happens when you're on the spot. Like, you just blank sometimes. So hopefully that doesn't happen to you, but you can definitely avoid it by just like at least mentally knowing what you could talk about and just skimming through lots of different questions at home and just like mentally having an answer for it. Think about any skills and experiences that you've had as a caregiver or as any sort of healthcare worker, or if you have no experience at all, have you helped a family member or a friend? Any experience that you had where you've taken care of anybody, like your grandparents, like even if it's just like you gave your grandparents, you help them with their medication a few times, or even like a child. Like, just think of scenarios that you could bring up and share, which shows that you do have a caring side to you. You do like to help people, and you are good when it comes to situations. You would be perfect to be a nurse. I know not all programs are the same, but my program, they actually gave us a scenario to act out, to take someone's temperature. So we had to take someone's temperature the right way. We had to know the in-range temperatures. Honestly, that's only because we had to take the course, so we should have known that already. But if you're just barely getting into a school with no experience, you're probably not going to have that question. They asked us why we want to be a nurse and go into this nursing program. They asked us, if you work, what will your schedule look like? Who's your support team? How will you pay for the program? This is probably more of a private school type of question. If you're accepted, are you willing to sacrifice the next year to dedicate to yourself? What medical impacts have you had to face? What type of nursing skills do you have? They just really wanted to get to know us as a person. They also asked me if there were any problems or conflicts with personalities or anything at work that you've had to overcome, and how did you overcome them? And then tell me something about yourself that you would change. So those are our questions. I definitely think that you're gonna get asked why you want to become a nurse. It's probably the first questions you're gonna get asked. What qualities do you have that make you fit for the program? How you handle stress. Yeah, we also got asked that question as well. How you handle stress and time manage effectively. They're gonna ask you about the whole challenging situation and how to overcome it, and probably a scenario on how you demonstrate compassion or empathy. And they might ask you about your long-term goals in nursing. So I would definitely accentuate your experiences and your passion for nursing for sure. They want to make sure that people are not going into the program for the wrong reasons, meaning just the money. We all know that it's a great career, but nursing is a dirty job and it takes a certain kind of person to actually go into it. And so you have to have a lot of heart to do it. You're taking care of the most vulnerable people, and you really just have to have a moral compass when it comes to the people you're taking care of. But yeah, think of any healthcare experience, even if it comes down to any volunteer work, any internships, any sort of shadowing that you've had to do, how any of these experiences have helped you want to become a nurse and have shaped you for who you are today to want to pursue this career path. I would definitely make sure that you have at least 2 questions on what to ask them at the end. They are going to ask you if you have any questions for them, so just be prepared for that. Just anything that is important for you to know, like how you can be successful in the program, or just any specific aspect of the program that's important to you. My question was, I know that you guys have affiliation to different clinic sites. Do you also have affiliation with any schools for transfer? Because it was a LVN program. So my goal was to be an RN. They didn't ask me what my goal was. I'm just telling you guys, like, my goal is to be an RN. So yeah, it was important for me to find out if there were any sort of affiliations that they had. And they said that they did. They actually had a few affiliations, so that just makes the transition so much easier. That was cool to know. I also asked them, what do I need to prepare to buy as far as my nursing kit, because they supplied a nursing kit for us, but I wasn't sure what was in it and what was not, and what I should go buy once I knew if I got into the program. So yeah. If you are struggling with being nervous about it and having anxiety, do a mock interview, because honestly, sometimes when we think about these things in our head alone, it's not enough. And so it might help to actually go through the questions and say them out loud and look in a mirror. Look, I mean, you're gonna feel stupid, you're gonna feel like so weird. You just want to feel confident. Or if you feel too weird looking in the mirror, at least say them out loud. Just say it out loud, and at least so you hear it come out of your mouth, because sometimes things make sense in our head, but then when you say them out loud, they make no sense, and you actually get to hear yourself and how cohesive your answers are. So I definitely recommend to not only say them in your head, but at least the most popular questions, definitely say them out loud. I definitely did this, and it helped me so much. After I did that, I felt so much more confident, and I just knew that, okay, at least these very popular questions, I have a good answer for them. So that helped me a lot. Okay, so appearance, because that is very important also. You want to look like you're here for the right reasons. You don't want to look too bougie, too out there, too extra, too much. just too much. You want to tone it down. Be more on the natural side. Be professional. Dress professional. Like business casual is perfect. Don't be too flashy. As far as the colors, actually don't be too flashy. Like, this is a cute shirt, but I don't know if I would wear it to an interview. And the lipstick, like, I'm not sure if I would, especially these two combined, or you could do one or the other. Keep it simple here, and if you have a bolder color on your shirt, or if you have a bolder color on your lips, then keep everything else simple. Just, I wouldn't do too much on the eyes. Simple is better. For mine, I'll show you guys a picture of what I wore. Actually, I do have a picture, but it was, I had my blazer, I had a little something on the lips, and then a necklace, and just like white slacks, and a black tank top under. It was still cute, it was still fashionable, but it wasn't like too extra, like too out there. Like, I know I am a little extra just like naturally, but it wasn't like anything crazy. Like, it was still monochromatic. And then if you come in with a Gucci bag or like your Louis Vuitton bag, and like you got like name brand everything, they might have a feeling that you're in it for the wrong reasons. So I would just keep all the name brand, all the showy stuff at home, and just stick with more basic things. Even though we got those things at home, maybe, like some of us, not all of us, but don't pull them out this time. Also, your nails, don't be doing this, okay? This is too much for an interview. I literally took off my nail polish, I cut my nails, and I just kept them completely plain for my interview. I know that in nursing school, you can't have nails and you can't have nail polish, or I think for ours, you couldn't have any of that. If you did have nail polish, it would have to be nude or clear or like a really light pink. So I just took off anything that was on my nails and I just kept it simple. Do your makeup natural. I would not do any crazy colors. Even if you want to do like a little bit of like a bolder lip, that's fine. But if you're gonna do a bolder lip, do like nothing on the eyes, no extra anything on the eyes. Less on the eyes, better. Or it's probably best to just do like a light nude, light pink, or even lip gloss. Yeah, just honestly, the more natural the better, but still be polished, still be put together, still look clean, presentable, good hygiene, like all of that stuff. Like, you want to look like you have it together. As far as the hair, I put my hair in a ponytail or a bun. It might have been okay if I left it down, but because I knew that the uniforms were hair slick buns, like it's like a regular job interview, like you want to look the part also. So I just put my hair in a sleek back bun or ponytail, gelled it sleek. Yeah, that's how I went with mine. Like, keep your hair pulled back out of your face. They might not be too strict about the hair, but I would just keep it on the safe side and just pull it back. So this is the school's way of assessing if you're right for the program, but this is also a way of you assessing if this program is right for you. So that's gonna come in your questions and just finding out as much as you can about this program. There are many other programs, and I know even if it's very competitive, like, you want to get in where you can, but think about it for real. Is this really the program that you want to be in? Also, you're also scoping it out as well, not just the other way around. Just, my advice is don't stress. If you prepare, you're not going to be as nervous. It's normal to be nervous, but if it's meant for you, then it will be yours. Just be kind, let your personality shine through, be authentic, remain calm during the interview, but confident. Just show who you really are, show your true self, showcase your passion for nursing. My main thing that I kept telling myself was, God knows my heart. Everyone's got their little affirmation that helps them, and personally, after caregiving and actually having a passion for taking care of people and seeing that I was actually good at it, and realizing throughout all of my side hustles that I've had and all of this, like, it really came down to doing something meaningful with my life. So when I went to the interview, I was just like, you know what, if this is meant for me, it'll be mine. God knows I want this, and God knows my heart. So if this was my path, then He will put me on my path. So that honestly, it helped me a lot with remaining calm and confident in myself. Just knowing that whatever happens will be for the best. Whether you don't get into the school or not, don't worry about it. Maybe you were meant to be somewhere better. So just keep trying it, stay persistent. If this is your calling, there's no way around it. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you guys kick ass during your interview. I know you're going to. Please sub for more nursing content now, vegan content, fitness, all that good stuff. I hope to see you guys on the next one. I hope you have a good one. Bye.